The story of my friend's free-range duck farm. When I visited Vietnam a few years back, I reconnected with an old friend who has been raising ducks for over a decade. His expertise in free-range duck farming fascinated me. He welcomed me to his farm and shared invaluable insights into this sustainable and profitable way of farming. What struck me the most was the simplicity of his operation, combined with the deep knowledge that only years of hands-on experience could bring. Timing is everything, he explained. In about 2 months, starting when the rice plants begin to flower, I invest in a flock of over 1,200 free-range ducks. It's a critical period for rice and a perfect time for ducks to feed on the insects and natural food available in the fields. His focus during the early stages is primarily on the ducklings. For the first few weeks, their diet is essential, he continued. I mix rice bran and cornmeal with finely chopped crabs and snails to ensure they get the necessary nutrients. This initial care sets the foundation for healthy ducks, and his routine vaccinations protect the flock from potential diseases in the open fields. As the rice is harvested, he lets the ducks roam the fields to eat the leftover grains and forage for natural feed. By the end of about 50 days, the ducks weigh between 2.3 to 2.5 kilograms each, ideal for market demand. The financial side of this operation was equally intriguing. With an investment of around 45 million VND, about $2,000, he said, if everything goes smoothly, no diseases, good weather, I can expect to harvest about 2.7 tons of ducks. At the current market price of 38,000 VND per kilogram, $1.60 per kilogram, that gives me a gross return of around 100 million VND, about $4,200. After deducting expenses, I take home roughly 50 million VND, $2,100 per cycle. Not bad for 2 months of work. He explained further why he prefers this super hybrid duck breed, known for its high resistance to disease. Although these ducks tend to be smaller than other breeds, they're highly active, which gives their meat a firm texture and richer flavor. Free-range duck meat, he explained, is considered a clean, high-quality food that commands stable market demand. Raising thousands of ducks in open fields comes with its challenges, though, especially in terms of disease prevention. Since we're moving them from field to field, and there are other flocks out there, disease control is crucial, he emphasized. He meticulously follows a vaccination schedule, particularly against common poultry diseases like H5N1 avian influenza and cholera. He avoids fields recently sprayed with pesticides, as exposure to chemicals could lead to mass deaths in the flock. What fascinated me was his routine for scouting new fields. Before releasing the ducks into a new area, I check the fields to make sure they're suitable. We usually release the ducks early in the morning or late in the afternoon. They sleep during the hottest part of the day, so we feed them at night. His eyes sparkled as he shared his trick for faster growth. On bright, moonlit nights, I let the ducks roam the fields. They find more food and grow quicker in such conditions. With nearly a decade of experience raising free-range ducks, he operates 2 cycles per year. This method, with its low input costs and consistent market demand, provides a stable income for his family. It's not just about the money, he said thoughtfully. It's a way of life. You learn to work with nature, not against it. The story of my friend's free-range duck farm left a deep impression on me. The simplicity of his approach, the harmony with the natural environment, and the knowledge accumulated over the years have all contributed to the success of his farm. Free-range duck farming techniques. Raising free-range ducks, or running ducks, as it's often called, is a nomadic farming practice that can yield high economic returns for farmers. However, achieving optimal productivity requires a firm grasp of the technical aspects. My friend's farm is a testament to how this method can be efficient, low-cost, and sustainable when done correctly. Preparing the duck farm. One of the first things he mentioned was the importance of preparation. Before I get the ducklings, I clean the pens thoroughly, he said. I use lime and disinfectants like formaldehyde, leaving the pens empty for at least 15 to 20 days to prevent any diseases. His pens, made from local materials like bamboo and thatch, keep costs low. They're strategically located near rice fields and ponds, allowing the ducks easy access to water for swimming, which is essential for their well-being. Choosing healthy ducklings. Selecting healthy ducklings is crucial. You want the ducklings to be hot, meaning they've just hatched, he explained. Their eyes should be bright, their feathers straight, and their navels dry. Weak ducklings, or those that are cold, with dry legs or crooked beaks, rarely survive and cost more in feed and care. Timing and natural resources. Timing the release of the ducks into the fields is critical. In Vietnam, this typically coincides with the two main rice-growing seasons. He capitalizes on two phases. 1. Rice growth phase. During this stage, the ducks roam the fields, eating pests like snails, crabs, and insects. They also act as a natural pest control, protecting the rice. 2. Harvest phase. Once the rice is harvested, the ducks are released into the fields to eat the remaining grains and aquatic creatures in the flooded fields. This natural food source significantly reduces feeding costs. First day of duckling care. The first day after the ducklings hatch is vital. He places them on the ground to acclimate to the natural environment. If their feet stay dry too long, their skin can crack, making it difficult for them to walk later, he explained. After about 10 hours, he feeds them a mixture of finely chopped herbs and rice grains. It keeps them healthy, he said, ensuring that they develop a strong digestive system from day one. During the night, he makes sure they don't crowd each other, as this could suffocate the weaker ones. I also use oil lamps to keep the pen warm, he added. Ducklings need a constant source of light for the first 3 weeks of their life. Days 2 to 6, early training. Over the next few days, he introduces the ducklings to the fields. At first, I only let them splash around in shallow water for a few minutes, so they get used to the water and grooming themselves, he said. This gradual introduction is crucial, as sudden exposure to water or cold can be fatal. Day 7 to 15, the start of free-range life. By the second week, the ducks are active and begin foraging for insects and small prey in the fields. They need plenty of space to run and rest in the shade. During this phase, their diet is supplemented with broken rice, corn, and, if the weather is cold, chopped herbs. If the ducks show signs of respiratory problems, such as wheezing, he increases the amount of herbs in their diet. He also begins calling the ducks to eat by making sounds, like tapping a knife on a board. It teaches them to recognize feeding time, which makes them easier to manage later. Day 15 onwards, maturity and foraging. At 15 days old, the ducks are strong enough to start eating grains, and their diet transitions to more rice and less corn. By the time they are a month and a half old, they're fully ready to forage for fallen grains in the rice fields. Their living space is expanded as they grow, and the pens must be kept quiet and spacious. From this point on, the ducks' care mostly involves monitoring their health and ensuring they have access to clean fields and natural food sources. Conclusion. My friend's free-range duck farm is a model of how traditional methods can be adapted to modern demands for sustainable and organic food. With a minimal investment and careful attention to detail, free-range duck farming offers a viable source of income for small-scale farmers. His success over nearly 10 years shows that with proper care, disease prevention, and an understanding of natural cycles, free-range ducks can thrive, providing a steady income and contributing to a more sustainable form of agriculture. His story is a reminder that sometimes, the simplest methods are the most effective.
Vậy thôi, cậu tính tao hả? Ôi! 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 Hết luôn.
Thuốc này cũng giống như sổ phèn vậy ha.
What do you think about this issue? Please leave a comment below for everyone to know and discuss. Goodbye and see you again.